What if the Christmas you celebrate is just a tiny piece of a 2,000-year-old puzzle? We see the cozy glow of lights and hear carols, but we forget the silent battles, the pagan rites, and the powerful laws that shape this holiday. Why did people once face punishment just for singing a Christmas hymn? Christmas, simply put, is the annual celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ. The story begins in the Roman Empire, specifically in the province of Judea, about 2,000 years ago. The holiday we know today is not a single invention. It's a slow mix of many cultures and ancient rituals. This history matters now because it shows how traditions change and survive over time. It shows us how faith, power, and the seasons come together to create something universal. The actual date of Jesus' birth is not known. Early Christians did not celebrate it. For the first few centuries, the focus was on his death and resurrection. The first confirmed record of December 25th as the date for Christ's birth comes from Rome in the 4th century AD. This new date, December 25th, was not chosen by accident. It coincided with the Roman feast of Saturnalia and the celebration of the sun god's rebirth, Sol Invictus. This overlap helped new Christians in the empire accept the holiday. The Church, according to historians, often adopted and repurposed existing pagan festivals. Christmas spread through Europe as the Roman Empire became more Christian. By the Middle Ages, the celebration became less about a quiet religious day and more about a public, rowdy carnival. The common people ate, drank, and often engaged in mischief. The Lord of Misrule character would take charge for a day, reversing social order. The holiday became so wild that the Christian reformers of the 17th century saw it as a problem. In England, the Puritans believed Christmas was too focused on worldly pleasure and unbiblical traditions. In 1647, the English Parliament banned Christmas entirely. Shops had to stay open. People faced fines for celebrating. The ban was unpopular. People continued to celebrate in secret. When King Charles II returned to power in 1660, the ban was lifted, but the celebration was less intense than before. In America, the Puritans in New England also banned Christmas, considering it a popish and frivolous holiday. The modern version of Christmas began to form in the 19th century. In the 1820s, the story A Visit from St. Nicholas, also known as The Night Before Christmas, began to change the tradition. This poem helped move the focus from adult revelry to children and gift-giving. Queen Victoria and Prince Albert helped popularize the Christmas tree in England in the 1840s, a tradition brought from Germany. This image of a peaceful, family-centered holiday spread quickly across the Western world. Santa Claus, the figure we know today, was largely shaped by Thomas Nast's drawings in the late 1800s. The 20th century, then, cemented Christmas as a global commercial powerhouse. The primary evidence for the December 25th dating is a historical document from the 4th century. It is simply a list of events. It does not explain why that date was chosen. This list merely confirms the first public use of the date. The Roman tradition of Saturnalia is confirmed through the writings of poets and historians like Catullus and Macrobius. They reported a week-long festival of feasting, role reversal, and gift-giving, which happened in mid-December. This confirms the existence of similar customs before Christianity's adoption of the season. The Puritan ban on Christmas is confirmed by official government documents. The journals of the House of Commons officially reported the Act of 1647 abolishing the feast. According to legal texts, soldiers were even sent to markets to enforce the opening of shops on December 25th. The shift to the modern Santa is largely reported through newspaper archives and early publications. The physical description and story of the jolly figure were consolidated through the widely published illustrations of Thomas Nast in Harper's Weekly. His art is documented to be the major visual influence. There are several academic disputes about Christmas history. One major gap is the exact reason for choosing December 25th. Some historians allege it was a direct countermove to the Sol Invictus feast, trying to replace a pagan holiday. Others report it was simply an attempt to calculate Jesus' birth, using an older traditional date for his conception. The earliest Christian practices are also an area of dispute. According to some historical analyzers, the celebration of the Epiphany on January 6, which honors the wise men's visit, was actually the first major Christian winter festival. The celebration of the Nativity, or the birth, may have migrated to December 25th later. This sequence is still being debated by theologians. Another uncertainty is how far the ancient gift-giving traditions truly influence the modern ones. Allegedly, the Roman Strenae New Year's gifts and the customs of St. Nicholas are separate origins that only merged in the last few hundred years. Historians are still trying to untangle which custom truly dominates the modern practice. This 2,000-year history shows the deep human need for light and hope during the darkest part of the year. From the fears of the ancient winter solstice to the comfort of the medieval feast, Christmas has always been about overcoming the cold. For centuries, it offered a brief but necessary break from the hardship of farm life and the strict rules of society. The impact can be seen in the family structure. By the 19th century, Christmas became a time when the focus shifted from public revelry to private, safe, and moral domesticity. This change, according to social historians, mirrored the rise of the middle class and the new emphasis on the child as central to the family unit. Today, the holiday's impact is global. It shapes economies through massive retail sales. More importantly, it provides a universally understood cultural language of peace, goodwill, and charity. Even in secular homes, the traditions of gathering and giving provide an important fixed rhythm to the modern year. The history of Christmas is a powerful lens to view cultural evolution. Think of it like a river. It started as tiny streams of pagan, Roman, and early Christian beliefs. As the river flowed, each new village or century added its own water, customs, and laws, until it became the massive, powerful waterway we have now. The controversy over the ban in the 17th century connects directly to the bigger picture of religious freedom. It shows a critical historical moment where the state tried to enforce religious purity by controlling what people did in their own homes. This fight for personal observance later informed the idea of separating church and state. The commercialization of the holiday, while often criticized, is also an important cultural force. The figure of Santa Claus is a global metaphor. He represents the ideal of anonymous, unconditional generosity. This simple figure has arguably done more to standardize the idea of giving than any single historical event. We know Christmas was not initially celebrated, and the date was adopted in the 4th century. We know it was banned in the 17th century for being too chaotic. We still don't know the definitive single reason why December 25th was first chosen over other dates. This complex history shows tradition is not fixed, but constantly shaped by law and culture. Let's look forward at what could happen next to this ancient celebration. In the immediate future, the holiday will likely continue to shift focus. We may see decommercialization as younger generations look for more sustainable, less consumption-focused ways to celebrate. Globally, the celebration will likely become more diverse. As different cultures adopt the holiday, they will inject their own unique food, music, and traditions, further moving the holiday away from its purely European roots. Finally, with the rise of virtual reality and global digital connections, we might see the rise of entirely virtual Christmas traditions. Families separated by distance may create shared digital spaces for celebration and gift exchange. From a solemn religious observation to a Puritan outrage, and finally, to a global symbol of family and giving, Christmas is a testament to the power of human tradition to adapt and survive. It is a story not just about one day, but about 2,000 years of adaptation.